Baik, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Berliana Indriani, dan di sini saya akan menjelaskan tentang skop, perbedaan antara classroom conversation dengan casual conversation, dan yang terakhir apa saja manfaat mempelajari analisis wacana dari classroom conversation dan bagaimana contohnya. Jadi yang pertama adalah the scope of discourse analysis. What is the main purpose of expressing a message, and what do people do to convey their message? The message expressed by someone is to provide information or convey a concept, idea to another person. Information is delivered in the form of written interaction or oral interaction. Both of these things are covered in discourse analysis, with oral interaction being the primary means and written interaction being secondary. Oral discourse is words transmitted orally through oral media in order to receive, understand, or enjoy. And then the recipient must listen or listen. Spoken discourse is the transmission of discourse through oral or direct media. In the words, the representation of spoken discourse is speech. It can be said that to understand spoken language means to understand spoken words. Spoken language can be defined as the skill of communicating information orally, where skills are formed from knowledge of vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar, coherence, fluency, and intelligibility. Richards, 2008, people use speaking to employ three major functions: speaking as interaction, speaking as transaction, speaking as performance. These are the scope of spoken discourse. And the second is the difference between classroom conversation and casual conversation. So, there are two types of conversation, namely classroom conversation and casual conversation. Of course, these two conversations have difference, namely in casual conversation, people don't need to put their hands up if they want to speak. In classroom conversation, students are expected to do it if they want to say something. And according to Bernice 1971, teachers rarely ask questions to which they do not already know the answer. In the real life, people normally ask questions to find out something they don't know. Lamont 1976 states that in the classroom, teachers are expected to follow up a pupil's response with some kind of evaluation, like "good girl, that's right." But outside the classroom, this type of follow-up would be quite out of place. Sachs et al. 1974 confirms that in casual conversation there exists quite a complicated machinery for ordering speakers' turns sequentially in the classroom. It is usually the teachers who decide who will speak next and for how long. And Sinclair and Coulthard 1975 show that classroom discourse has by nature a tripartite structure. The teacher initiates, the pupil responds, and the teacher then evaluates the response. If a teacher withholds feedback, the pupils take it as a sign that the response was wrong and try again. In normal conversation, this type of evaluative feedback would sound strength, and could even be offensive. And the last is reasons for discourse analysis of classroom conversation. The first is to show its typical characteristic in terms of structure, function, and so forth, which have made it different from casual conversation. The second is to encourage the student to know and to use the characteristic when they are in classroom settings and want to involve in conversation during. And the last is to see what goes on in the classroom and to evaluate the end product of our teaching and that of our student. I think enough for me. Kurang dan lebihnya mohon dimaafkan. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.